Hi there everyone, I am so sorry for those that were joining me on the last stream. We had a technical glitch, so I am back for another round. Hey, is the sound okay? If it goes again, shout it out at me. I have no idea what that is. Hi Marie. Okay, are we back? It's all okay. All right, we'll give everyone a couple of minutes. It was a good job that I wasn't doing the giveaway winner. Okie dokie. So those watching this back, we were here once and we're back again. Welcome back. Sorry everyone, they're out of my control. Keep our fingers and toes crossed that it doesn't happen again, eh? Okay, let everyone jump on over here. I know. Must be on the internet with Ralph. Oh my god. Oh, it happens sometimes, guys. If anything, it's just like a technical glitch in YouTube. I have no idea. You followed the breadcrumbs. No, if anything happens that is like a high-pitched sound or it goes buffering on for too long, it's YouTube and I have to start a new stream. It's the thing of life. It's the sad thing of life. Hi, guys. All right, so let me do the giveaway winner. So we are between 1 and 192. So we have a random.org number generator, which is what we usually do this on. So it looks a bit like that. Yeah. So I always do this with you. So it's between 1 and 192. Can you see that? All clear. 192 is the last one. Hi again, everyone. So let's just go ahead before anything happens or with the sound or anything like that. Let's just go ahead. Good to see you all. Right, we're ready? So we're going to generate. We're going to press it. We're going to press it. And it's 163. So don't mind my little chip. He's going to ramble on. Okay, so 163 is here. I don't know if you can see. It's this one. And it is Sarah Both or both. So I don't think Sarah or Sarah is in the stream. But if you watch this back, Sarah, you have won the Jennifer Zimmerman. So let me put my email here. Hiya, Nana. So if you email me, colour and chat with Sammie. Hiya, Mike. Sammie at outlook.com, where I am going to order and post this to and where you are. So congratulations, Sarah. So if you email me, outlook.com, there's a dot in there. So it's all the information how to contact me is in the descriptions of my videos. I will pop it in this one as well. So congratulations, Sarah. Get a hold of me and I will send that out over the weekend or whenever you get in contact. At the soonest date possible. Let me know if you're in the US or the UK or wherever you are in the world. And thank you to everybody who entered. There will be one a little bit sooner as well. I'll be doing another giveaway a little bit sooner. And we'll keep them going. We'll keep the happiness flowing because we need to catch up with it all. So congratulations, Sarah. Right, second of all, the second thing that we have got is some happy mail. Now, Melody has been on a mission, bless her heart. So she sent a beautiful gift for my birthday. That was another set, and you're going to say, I know what you're going to say before you say it. And they were, and let me take the packet top off so you can see, they were the Copic Sketch. So I don't know if that can come all in the screen, but they are set C of the Copic Sketch, and they were quite, you've got some doubles of, I think of some of the chows, I'm not quite sure, but I'm going through all the hex chart. These are amazing, and I've been practicing my marker stuff. Ignore Chip for a minute, he is having a bath away. So I'll show you my hex chart, and it's It's amazing. So thank you so much, Melody. You just found me. I was just talking about you. They are beautiful. You already know. And then within that came I think it was free, wasn't it? They give you this free. May, you know all about these. A quill brush from Jackson's Art. It's an icon quill too. And it's a big, huge round one. Look, it's amazing. So you get that with it as well. So we've got a lot of practicing to do. And I have been practicing a lot with markers recently to just get the gist of it all. And, you know, these were the Art and Fly ones. So you all know exactly what I'm talking about because there is a mystery lady who sent these. So they were 3 of them. The Art and Flies, let me show you, are these markers, and they do have a brush tip on them. So all I did with this was go with the darkest at the top. So you bring your darkest in with your brushes, and then you leave that, and then come in with your next color, and you sort of all join it up. And markers are really fun. Caroline, what have I missed? What have I missed? What did you get, Caroline? Caroline, I'm scrolling. Hi, Pickle, darling. That's okay. You crack me up. What did I miss, Caroline? Oh, of course. Yes, I did congratulate Caroline because she told me. Congratulations, sweetheart, on your engagement. So our Caroline got engaged. Bless her, she got engaged. Was it last week? So I wish you both the world of happiness. I really do. You are a very deserving, very lovely lady, and many happy years together, both of you. Okay, so this image is by an artist called Rosary Sowanama. I can never say that. The spelling is ROZRYSOWANMAM. Is it AMAMA? It's like a really long one. Anyway, I'll put the Etsy link for this after. It's beautiful. Hi, Bridget. So I'm so happy to have you all. So are we just really itching to colour today? Because I've not coloured for myself much in a month, and it was the first time that I haven't really turned to it. I haven't turned to anything apart from doing things. Oh wait, go-karting. Do you want to see? Let me show you. My back was suffering, but I had a good time. Okay, so I went go-karting. I don't know if you can see that. So that's me and Andrew at the top in our go-karting suits. And then that was me and my friend Vicky, the one that we just lost, Sharon. That's her daughter. We've known each other all our lives. It was really fun. And then that was the team of us go-karting. And then that was the track at the top. And it was so much fun. I must admit, but my back did suffer, and I was sorry about it after. But there was a good time. And this, my dears, was your chosen image. So I will tell you the vote off. Right, so I tallied up all the votes this morning, and I sat down, and the clear winner by 56 was Momo Girl. The second that was number 1, which was, I will tell you. Number 1 was Gujeli or Jujeli. You stuff in your faces. Remember, if there's anything at me, pop it in caps. And then the wild card and the Serene, which was Hannah Carlson and Serene. We will get round. There's so many. We might do the wild card very shortly anyway, because I really want to do one in Hannah Carlson's new one. But in the meantime, we're going to do our Momo Girl. Now, I really wanted to use Luminance today. However, we might use a couple of Prismacolors. So we're going to be using Luminance. And And we will start off, I think, with her hair. Does that sound okay? Now, in my mind, I don't know about you because it's a blue day. All right, May, that's fine. It's a blue day. It's raining. I'm feeling for her hair to be lilac. And in that lilac, I want some tips in her hair. A bit like what I did with this one. I did lilac-y tips and pink hair. I kind of want her youthful. So I'm thinking along the line of lilac with blue tips. But I wanted to have like a grey blue sweater and maybe a sort of very pale pink polo neck, we call them. I don't know what you call them, cow neck, polo neck. I just got it in mind that I really want them with lilac and grey. Now this can be like a blue black, and then we'll have all the background and the big glow. Now there will be a glow, and this will please Katrina. Turtleneck, we call them polo necks. So I was trying to think of all call them cow's necks, different, both of them. This glow, Katrina's asked me to portray some glow onto a face or an object or something, and so this will kind of tie in with that, because this is a huge glow of this lamp on the side, so this will glow onto her face slightly, which we've got to kind of give it over, you know, a little bit. Hey, just hi, Kate. So yeah, then we're going to get just straight stuck in, because I'm really looking forward to just doing some colouring. The only other colouring that I have done bits and bobs on, but again, I've not done much. This is 4 weeks, guys. I've hardly done a thing. Was in Mysteria. May's done this. Was this one? I'm nowhere near finished. I'm just starting, but I wanted to do the bee, and I've still got to do parts on her face and her hair. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I haven't been colouring at all. But we will get back there. We will get back there. Yeah, Lulu, I really like the Luminance. I just don't use them as often, but we're going to do it. We're going to do that. So a violet is going to be in there. These Colbert blues will be in there. So I'm just in the colours that I want to head for. The bee. So how is everybody? How are you all doing, and what you all been up to? I can give you a little bit of a catch up now. And those that watch this back who don't like the chitter chatter, we've got the cards so you can mute at any time. You're not at any obligation to have to sit and listen. But yeah, I do like to little chitter chat with everyone and make sure everybody's okay, because this is a live chat. So okay, so I'm going to grab, that's quite a nice colour, the ultramarine violet. I'm just grabbing a load of pink. No, I'm not. I'm grabbing purples. The burnt sienna's nice, but there's one violet grey, and that's the one I was looking for. There we go. Oh, nice. What one are you doing? That's okay, Christine. What are you working on before you go off and work? And how are you, Shalene? I haven't spoken to you in a while. How are you doing, lady? Good to see you here. Marie, that is what I like to hear. I love, love, love that you like coming here, and it's somewhere that you feel safe and happy to be in. Okay, so I think I'm going to go for those types of colours. What I will do is start off with like a very pale. We like these. I'm sort of piecing together what I want to do. These are nice violets, aren't they? And then maybe that one. So let's grab those. Oh, nice. Nice. I like to hear that. Hey, Leonie, how you doing? Yes. Oh, has anyone seen The End Game? That's volume 1, first 8 books. Go you, Christine. That sounds amazing. I bet that's going to be such an accomplishment when you've done that. So we need violet brown. You're going to feel great. Violet. We need the ultramarine violet. and violet grey. Okay, so we've got all those colours. Right, so we're just going to do the hair first because that is my favourite part. So I'm going to start off with a violet grey, I think, which will be our first colour. I will zoom you in. Hi, Grace. Good to see you. No, I don't want any spoilers either. No, I'm the same. Me too. I haven't even watched the trailer for it. That's okay, Gia. You lurk away, my lovely. Ah, good to see you too, Leonie. I'm so happy to be back. I just wasn't ready until now, really. Okay, Jen, it took me time. Do you know what's some lovely books? Do you want me to give you a quick recommendation on mandalas? Now, Lou Scoffin does the most amazing mandalas. Trust me. And she got me into these books. Let me show you. Oh, Mum, your white Prismacolors came. Oh, okay. So if you want to have a different mandala, and Christine's one, I told you, are some of my favourites. I've got Christine's one beside me, actually, at all times. Let me show you. I've got Christine's ones here if anyone wants to check her out. So Christine Aldridge has some gorgeous mandalas. Christine, do you mind if I show these? This one is one of my favourites. And this one. Christine, they're gorgeous. So if you want some mandalas, these ones are amazing. Christine has some amazing ones in her Etsy store. Christine, you can put your Etsy store in the chat. So they are beautiful. Do I mind? I know, it was a silly question, wasn't it? And then the other one, hey, was this one by Camellia Angel Cova. There are some amazing ones in this as well, and they are super cheap. So they're just different styles. So Christine and Camellia Angel Cova are the two that I would turn to if I was going to get for mandalas. But it's personal taste and personal preference. But Christine's are always beside me because when I do feel like a mandala, I'm going to head to hers. They're in my cart. Oh, guys, I just don't know if you wanted to have a look, if it was your cup of tea. But if anyone likes doodling, I bought this because it's something that I've started to want to do a sketchbook to do chibis. I don't know if it's anyone's cup of tea, but you can do them from scratch. And it is called a chibi art class. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you want any flip throughs or anything, do let me know. I'll do it after. Hey, Zeely. So first off, we're going to start off with violet grey. And I'm going to zoom you in one. Yes, that's okay. You go ahead, Christine. As I said, yours are always in my cart. I've got my cart of happiness beside me, and yours are stuck in there. Okay. So let me just sort myself out, and then I shall start off. Okay, so like I've always done with Momo, not that much. So that tagged me reading with Pug's vote gave me kill. Ah, Leonie, your picture, your Kirby picture was beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to put a base down of the violet grey over the entire hair. It just gives me something to work with. You know I love doing my hair. Now, there is raindrops, and it looks like snow because it's quite big, although I don't want it as snow. So we're going to keep it as rain. I don't know about you, but my favourite thing to do on a portrait is probably the hair now. And Momo has the most amazing hair to work with because she also puts a little bit of detail in to sort of aid you. So it's not heavily grayscaled, but it's got a slight grayscale look to it because she gives you something to work with. Hey, you darling, how are you doing? Okay, Sky, take care, darling. And remember, to anyone that's new, if there's anything aimed at me, stick it in capitals, shout it out at me. And if I don't see it because my head's down colouring, then just, if you don't mind repeating it, I would highly appreciate it because I don't want to miss it. Okay, so with hair, I've probably repeated myself a million times and I hope you don't get bored of it. But I always just stick a base down. It just helps me. Now, people do it the other way around. And with markers, I do it dark to light. With pencils, I do it the other way around. For some bizarre reason, it's just how I've always worked. Hey, how are you doing, Fishborn? How are you doing? Good to see you. I did, Jay. I did. Melody had kindly sent that. Bless her heart. She said it's on it. I think it might be on its way. It looks gorgeous. And I'm going to order the Nocturnes by Anastasia Ellie Caldereva. And she's also got the postcards. Did you see the postcards? If you go to Anastasia Ellie Caldereva's YouTube channel, you can see the postcards and my picture's in there. I was so happy. Did you see them? Don't be sorry you're late ever. Good to hear. Hey, Kimberly, how are you doing? Oh my goodness, so many amazing people are here today. It's so good to see your faces. Well, I know it's not your faces, but it is your faces behind those keyboards. Yeah, the postcards, my picture's there, and I was so happy. Did you see? Hey, Robin. Aren't they gorgeous, Steely? Everyone's. Hey, Donna. Thank you so much. Hiya, Connie. Hiya, Morticia. Oh my goodness, everyone's here today. Hiya, Deb. That's okay. Thank you so much, Christine. Yeah, I'm working my way back to doing things now. I wasn't quite ready before, but I think I'm all right. I just wasn't in a very chatty mood, if that makes sense. Not in a bad way. Just wasn't in the mood to sit chit-chatting. Yeah, I was so happy. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is start to plan out where I would like my strands to go. So I'm going to start to build up somewhat a lilac base. And remember, I've said it so many times. I know I repeat myself a million times with these things, but it never looks anything until you start the process. So you're only starting from the bare minimum and you start to build up and it takes shape. Yeah, I was so happy. So yeah, they're not too expensive. If you wanted to grab the postcards, they're $6 US. You contact Anastasia, and I'm not sure about shipping because everyone's different and everyone's in different places around the world. So the shipping might be a little bit more expensive to you than it is to me. I'm not quite sure. You have to just inquire with her. But the actual postcard, the product, is $6 US. Okay, so let's start with this lilac hair. Now the end I'm going to leave for a bluey edge. So remember to leave the edges if you're following me, of course. You don't have to follow me. You could do your own thing. Hey, Dee Dee Moulding. Hiya, Cherry. Hi, everyone coming in. Remember, guys, if there's anything at me, pop it in caps. So I'm going to leave the very ends, the tips, with some blue. That we might put some Prussian blue in. So that might be some as well. Okay. So is anyone going to watch any of the new releases apart from excluding the new Avengers Endgame? Because have you seen the new Aladdin trailer? That was another thing I went to see. It was incredible. Will Smith is the genie. Yes, I know, Grace. Did you see the end of last one? anyone that's coming in, a huge welcome, a huge happy Saturday to you. Okay, so all we're doing at the moment is doing Luminance. So I'll leave that on the top for you as well so you can see. So we are... Yes, you do, Pickle. Hiya, Tammy. We are just doing strands. We're going to build up. So just continue to build up those strands. And it's a process, a layering up process. Now, second colour down is usually my planning tool on how I would like things to come together. It also starts to put down the colour that I really am heading for. And as I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just showing you what I do. And hopefully you enjoy it as much as I do. Hi, Anna. This one, which bit? Here. Oh no. Bottom back. Oh, I'll get round to it. If I don't spot it again, is it round here somewhere? Here. By her elbow. Oh, here. I can't see. Is it this bit? I'll work round to it. All this bit. Yeah, I am as well, Joanne. This bit, because I'm going to do that a bit dark. Yeah, I left that from purpose. I'm not going mad because I was going to put the blue on that because it's the ends. So these parts are going to be blue, the ends. But I really fancied the lilac on it, so they're going to be blue. Hey, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I told you, you're all my eyes. You're all my eyes. You help me spot things that I miss all the time. I miss things quite often. Okay, so just plan up the strands and we'll build up, and she's going to have a nice lilac hair. Oh, they got quite a lot of humour in them. Hiya, Mike. I probably said hello, but there's quite a few people here today. So if I've missed anyone, and for everybody lurking as well, happy Saturday. And I hope it's a good one. Okay. So with colour alongs, also to new subscribers, as I said, if you've been with me a while, you're probably going to think, oh, I've heard this. Oh, hi, Andrew. That's my Andrew. Hi, Nicotina. Hiya, my beautiful guy. How are you doing? He's at work. So, yeah, as I was saying, to new subscribers, colour alongs are, I sometimes pick them, and this one was picked by subbies by a vote over on the community tab. And then we just do them in the whatever one I choose of mediums. So we could do them in polys, prismas, luminance, a budget pencil, whatever it might be. I've got that one today, Lou. Take care, Caroline. Okay, so, and that's all we pretty much do. So it's usually chosen, and then I will do the entire picture on streams. My uploads I'm mostly a live streaming channel. So uploads are usually catered towards something that people have asked for, like eyes, metals, something in particular. They're not something that we usually cover everything in live streams, but they're not something I do regular. They're just usually additional if we really want to finish something as well quick, because we want to use the live streams to keep rolling, then we pick those uploads to do that as well. So It's mostly a live streaming channel. Andrew, get to work. He's at work, bless him. What are the Luminance like? What are they like? They are wax, but not as thick and waxy as Prismas, if that makes sense. So they are softer than the polychromos, but they are beautiful for layering up. I love them. They're probably my first choice now to add into skin, but they're just a pencil on their own. I absolutely love them. They're in between a poly and a Prisma, in my opinion. Now, I don't like to give too much opinions on pencils because everyone likes different things. But if you're looking for something that is in between, they're amazing. But I always say you can pick these up in single stock, and that's what I would advise doing so that you can try them out for yourself, because I would hate for you to spend so much money on them and hate them. So pick up some singles in things that you use the most, i.e. if you use skins the most, if you use purples the most, blues the most, whatever you might use the most. Grab some singles in them that will blend together nicely, and then you go from there. But they're just sort of in between. Then they're really nice. What place are you now, Andrew? Okay, so we're going to go to violet brown, which is a step up. And don't forget, we're going to put some blue on the ends of them. And violet brown, I don't know why it's called brown. It's not anything like a brown. You're liking them, aren't you, Honor? Honor's got a budget pencil called Locks. And they're coming along really nice in your pictures. Okay, now this one you can start to add on, and you'll start to see the depth. Oh, I do as well, Elizabeth. We're going to do a picture in those very soon. They're amazing. So you start to build up and add on. Now, you don't want to lose that last colour you've done. It's still going to stay and it's still going to be obvious, but you're going to do it additional to. So adding on colour is just a building up process, and everything layers up really nicely. And the middle, we're going to come back to our lightest colour, what we should usually do on our hair tutorials. Now we're going to try and speed this up a little bit. We want her hair like a washed out lilac. You know, like if you go and get a wash. Do you remember the old ladies' wash that they used to put on their perm? Sorry about the shaking for a second. This is Momo Girls with Music, this one. This is on Etsy. And it's beautiful. So I'm just going to leave this all in the screen so you can see what I'm using as well. Oh, May, you do great with those. Yeah, that's about the same price as what they are in the UK, Ray. They're about 179 roundabout, which is about 199 conversion. It's about the same. But you can also buy them in singles. Now, if you're in the UK, there's a few shops you can buy Luminance in singles, and that is Cult Pens and the Coloured Pencil Shop. You can buy singles and try them, which is what I did. I bought singles to initially start, and I bought a few at a time, so 4 at a time, and built up until I had most of the set, and then the second set was gifted. But I had the majority, barring a few, and they're amazing. You can't fault them. Now, I'm not going to do the ones on the face because I've got to do the skin. I'm going to do as much as I can. Yes, the lavender wash, the blue wash. Do you remember? I used to see it all the time coming out when they had their perms, Christine. You know what I'm on about. There were always those, and I love that colour. I had this colour, this lavender. I didn't like it, but I had it. I don't know if anyone remembers on my Instagram. Yeah, they do. Holbeins now you can as well. Hello, Bo. How are you doing, you mummy? How's baby? I did have lavender for a bit. But as I said, I wasn't overly keen on it, if I'm honest. Let me see if I can find it. Let me show you if I can. I don't think I saved it because I wasn't happy with it. You know, you're at those, hey, you're great, how are you doing? Oh, you see, Lou liked it. I wasn't keen. I did do it though, I was brave. That was when I went for a stage not long ago where I wanted a change. Does anyone else do that? And they do it and they instantly regret it. And you feel like crying and you can't get it out of you. Okay. So we're just going to build on top. So you see already the difference. Oh, you liked it as well, Anna. Maybe I'm odd. Hey, Marianne. Hi, Tanya. Mandy. Becky or Steve. Hi, you guys. Yes, Bo, of course it's going to be. We're so happy to have you. Hi, Isabel, if I'd not seen you there, my darling. I saw you were doing Benny Blue, and I've got to watch it back. You're doing the same one as me with the Easter egg. I've started it as well. I've done the chick. I got as far as the chick, but I just not felt for it yet. So this is a good thing to get me streaming again for a bit, you know, get me out of this funk. Okay. So we've got to love a build-up of hair, haven't we? It's amazing. It looks amazing. I love the build-up. I love the look of it. I love when we can bring something to life because the end result is so different. Especially if you've got it in your head kind of how you want to go. And you start to see that all sort of come to life. And on a page, you can see your work that you've put in really start to pay off. Okay, so what we're going to do... Bo, I'm not sure. I haven't checked for a few days properly. I'll have a look. Yes, you did, Anna. It was Sarah. Sarah or Sarah? I'll put it all in there. Hey, Rochelle. Hi, Becky. That's okay. You sit back, watch and relax and however you like. Okay, so we're going to get some blues and I really want a pale blue. So that's going to be our light cobalt blue, which is going to be this one. Before we continue, because we want to start to put these blues in. So the light cobalt blue is really pale. Yeah, same here, Cajun. I think it's just because of circumstances. So as you can see, it's a really pale blue. Now, nice and sharp. Nice and sharp. Thank you, Christine. That was the surname. I've got it in front of me over there. Okay, so what I want to do is start to just place in where I want my blue. So let's put that in before we continue. When you're going to add tips to hair, leave your base colour down and start to build up. Now, it does change the colour. Now, you won't see it huge amounts in the beginning, but what you will do is be able to sort of plan it out. Planning, map and plan. And that gets you a starting point of where you would like to build up that blue. Now, I go for the edge of each of these sort of ends of the hair. So sort of look at your illustration. Go in with your lightest, which is just your base. Remember, it's not anything else. It just builds it up for you. And then you can, like the same with that part, it's going to be quite blue. So we can add that in, plant it in. And that will blend straight into, because it's only a pale blue, it will blend straight up into this. It is wonderful. Yeah, it is on a tripod. It's a tripod. So it's a really pale colour. And then what we'll do is add that one in. So it kind of just starts it off for us. And the good thing is with blues and purples, they sort of blend in together just like butter. It goes together like butter and bread, doesn't it? Pairs together really nicely. So it just starts it off for us so we know exactly what we're doing, and it gets us a starting point. Okay, so it just plants it all in. And then what you'll do is start to build it up a little bit. It's just very subtle, isn't it? And then a build up is just by your layering up. So then what you'll do is grab your next blue. Hey, Selena, how you doing? Let's grab our next blue. So our next blue is here. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. So it's genuine Colbert blue. Yeah, I'm kind of. I am kind of. Thank you. Jealous of her hair, to be fair. Okay. So then you start to introduce the next one, but again, the base color is there. It's not going anywhere. It's going to stay, and it will be very visible, but it's subtle enough for us to be able to have it blend into our purple. So it just adds it in a little bit. Hi, Shannon. That's okay, Marie. That's okay. No, I don't speak French. I wish I could, but no, I don't, unfortunately. Although I do watch the French colouring channels, I just have to mute them, but they're amazing. Have you watched them? The Disney ones. There's some great talent out there, I can tell you that. Okay, and then now we can go back, before we do anything, to our last violet that we were on, which is our violet brown. Covered the space between the hair. Which one? There's some spaces there, and there's a space there. And we'll just go with what we fancy in front of us, near the umbrella. Yeah, there's still space. There's still spaces there. See, we've got one there. And then we're just going to reintroduce a little bit more of the violet brown. We've still got one more violet to go in, and then we're going to add back to our lightest colour, and then we'll go that side. Does that sound good? And then we'll try and get her hair done and her skin done today and see where we're at. I think this will take a couple of streams, but we're not in any rush. We'll try and do it so that it comes out how I've got it in my head now. As soon as I tallied them up, I thought, right, I want a colour scheme and I want it quite blue. Let's see. Oh, don't worry about that. We can work it out. I think most of us now are experts in autocorrect words, aren't we? Because our phones and our tablets do it so frequently. We've got used to kind of knowing what everybody's saying. Okay, and then the last violet, which is going to make it pop before we put a little bit more light back in there. Everybody from all around the world's welcome. I just am an English speaking stream, that's all. Okay. So the next one is just going to be our finishing before. We will add some black. So this is going to be our wisps. And when you're going in with your darkest colour, you can sort of add this to wherever you want, and it will sort of change the colour of her hair. I'm currently, you're talking about teleprograms, I'm currently binging Chicago Fire, and I'm on season 4, and I am totally hooked. Totally hooked. I am in love with the whole cast. They're amazing. Okay, So we're just going to bring those violet strands in and down and build up. We're going to add the lightest back in, which I might add actually back some ultramarine violet, but we'll see. For now, I'm just going to deepen up a little bit. Then we'll come back to a nice lilac colour. For now, the violet's just going to deepen up where we would like dark. And then we're going to add back some of that. Oh, me too, darling. Oh, same. I can't wait to sort of dig back in. Thank you so much, Vin. Gotham is good. I just have to catch up. And it's the same with Once Upon a Time. And I've got the entire season 14 of Supernatural to watch, which I have watched a few this morning whilst I was doing things for Hiya, because I was tallying up and doing the numbering, etc. And I sort of stuck it on in the background. Okay, so what that's going to do now is bring back quite a light one, which is going to be our ultramarine violet. I just need to make sure it's nice and... Yeah, go ahead, Cajun. I'm fine with people sharing their channels. We sometimes have people come in and spam, which is what I don't like, but I think most people agree with that. But yeah, of course you can. You can say you got a channel. Hi, Amanda. So go back to our lightest one. And just into the lightest areas, I'm adding in the violet just to make sure that it's well covered and you haven't got any of those nasty white spaces that we don't have in here. We don't have white space in here, so we try and cover those up. And then again, what I say with black, it's just black, make sure that you've got enough to kind of really make it stand out. Take care, Vimpip. Okay, and if you are here and you are new to channels in general, you can click on people's names that do say they have one, and it will take you straight over to sub. You won't leave the stream, it will still keep you here. And just give a little what to do if you have one. Say what your channel is, what it's about, so we know like what you do in your channel. Oh no, yeah. Okay, Rochelle. Okay, Joanne, I'll see you soon. Take care. Okay, so you can see there's no nasty white spaces. As Morticia says, only grey. Okay, so nasty white spaces have gone. We don't like them. They can be banished. Okay, and then you want a black. Wow, Robin. Okay, and then a black, which is just on the darkest areas, just to make it pop. So let me just grab our black card, and then we're going to do the second side of her hair. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you can find, as I say, I honestly don't say I'm a professional at anything. I'm not. But if I can hand over some knowledge, then perfect. So those of you watching this back, if you open the chat, people have said here what their channels are about, so you can go over to them. Okay. You got quite a variety going on there, Shalene. I saw your planner ones. Becky. Okay, so what you're going to do now is just add final, just on this side, I've not done that side yet, final sort of finishing touches to where you want your darkest points only. So we're going to go sort of underneath here. So her chin would kind of give that feeling, wouldn't it? And Robin, you've got a channel as well. Robin's a booktube channel. Okay. So I'm just adding enough. Oh, big O always says it's going to happen. Okay, so what we do there is just make sure that you got a real, you want a noticeable sort of change of direction of hair. It's the same with there, isn't it? So, and then underneath the turtleneck, or as we call it here, a polo neck. I don't know why we call it that. We just do. And it just makes enough definition in her hair to be able to lift it. There we go. So can you see the difference in making up those layers? Now what we can do is, let me find it. There we go. Found it. I found it. So on the very, very bottom, and I mean just the pit of the hair. Thank you. This is oh, I need to get another one of these. Prussian blue. I'll write that down. So I have to get another one. Right, Prussian blue is the darkest blue in all of the blues out of the Lumies. It's amazing blue. I love it. And it's a very deep colour, so you don't want to overload it. So what I'm going to do is just add a touch. Someone else said to watch the spring. Yeah, the spring series is really good. I haven't watched the second one though. Oh, did anyone watch Dirty John about the scam man, the scamming man? All that. Oh, I won't say too much because it gives the whole thing away. Right, so just add enough at the very bottom only. So don't bring it all the way up because you want that to go light blue into the lavender sort of purple colour. So it just adds onto the strands. Oh my gosh, it was so good. If you haven't watched Dirty John, oh, I won't give away because if I give the plot away, it sort of gives the entire story away. But if you've got Netflix and it's true story, it's not made up, you've got to watch Dirty John. Okay, so just gonna add enough to sort of just make it stand out a bit, and that's it. Take care. That's okay. Never be sorry. Take care, Isabel. Good to see you. I did. It's one of those that you binge, isn't it? So just enough strands in that blue to make it stand out. So if I bring it a bit closer, can you see? It kind of just defines it a bit for us. So it's a nice lilac with blue edging. And that's what we're kind of looking for. So it's a nice colour. Grace is not a bad thing. It was a good series. So it's not time wasted. Okay, so we're going to come over to this second side. Hi, Sue. I didn't see you there. Hi. So we've already done our base colour. Our base colour was the violet grey. And we did that at the very beginning. And what we're going to do is add in some ultramarine violet. So we're going to go for a second round. We're going to keep that at the bottom. As long as it's in your sight, that's all I need to know. Make sure you got a nice sharp pencil at all times. Me too, Pickle. Thank you. You were sneaking. I don't mind. I promise you. Okay, so we're going to go for a second round now. We're going to add in we've added some in, but we just want to put a bit more in because I've noticed I've missed some. So the second colour was the ultramarine violet. We've done most of it, haven't we? But I just want to add a few more because I've realised I've missed bits that I wanted to add it into. So just deepen it up a little bit with this violet. You're going to come back to this anyway, aren't you? All this will be blue and that part will be blue. So just add enough in so that you've got a good definition in her hair. So it looks like nice and volume with a nice fresh dye. There's no roots. She's only just done her hair. Her hair's just got done. Hi, Kobe. You are a criminal, Grace, because you don't sharpen your pencils. That's a criminal. I told you the pencil, please. Okay, so the next colour was our violet brown. And what we're going to do again is start to follow the direction of the hair and build up our strands. Don't do the ones on the face till we've done the skin, because otherwise we're going to have a muddy mess. Now, the umbrella is naturally going to shadow her a bit, so we're going to use black at the end to make sure that that shows. And I do try to explain as much as I can. If you have got any questions, pop them in caps. If I miss them, just repeat it when I look up at the screen, and you'll know because I'll let you know. And I hope that I can help you in any way. Oh, all right, Grace. I'll let you off. Oh, no. So naturally darker here, yeah? So add a little bit more depth by pushing down on the pencil at the top. So we've got some rain, but we can introduce that with a Posca. So just make sure that you're bringing that hair down in the direction and it reflects in your picture where's dark and where's light. It's just about working out. Oh, sorry about shaking for a second. We'll have to give you a nickname then. Sergeant Snap. Sergeant Snap. Okay, so just bring and sort of meet it. So we're meeting it a little bit. Oh, they're all here. Chip's fast asleep and Tilly's in the cage chatting away to her friend who's a plastic budgie, and Buzz is fast asleep. Take care, Jay. Have a good day. Thanks for coming. Connie, I'm trying to catch up on things. Congratulations on your Mitsubishis. How are you finding them? I've got the small set of Mitsubishis. I don't think they're the same ones though, but I found them very hard. How are you finding them? They looked gorgeous. I like the organization of them. You know how they all sort of come out. Hey, Crystal. So just bringing the violet brown down, sort of selecting where you would like it to go. So you're all okay with this so far? It's all right on your screens. Oh, really, Amanda? Take care. Thanks for coming. So just enough to make it stand out. Now, all of this, we're going to put the blue, so don't worry too much about that. If you are following this, of course. You can also, if you do watch this back and do follow and you mute, you can speed the video up so that it's nice and quick rather than me explaining things slowly. But we're here for the live. That's the thing. It's the live chat, the live shows are the fun part for me. Otherwise, I'd just do uploads. I like the interaction. Okay. See, it really comes to life now. All that bottom bit's going to be blue, so we'll leave that for a minute. So we'll bring our lightest blue in. Yeah, I found that. Have you, Grace? Well, it's not a bad addiction. Okay, light cobalt blue we're going to introduce in. So all these strands, these are quite, they're quite obvious in the separation. So we're going to keep that and try and keep to it as close as possible. Now I'm going to have to put my hand over the page long as you can see what I'm doing and using. Take care. That's okay. Have a good day. Thanks for coming. So it doesn't matter if you're slightly out because you can add strands in. And don't forget, we usually add strands, don't we? Which is my usual style, is to add ones in to make it a bit more flicky. Don't forget, we've got to do the background and everything. Now, I am going to treat this as a one-pager. Hey, Kimmy. Oh. Don't lose, Robin. Don't lose. You've got to win. No, you can't. You've got to let them. You kind of got to let them win, really, haven't you? It makes them feel good as well. I sit there when I play games with kids and I'm like, oh, you won. Okay, that's fine. Go and eat your dinner. Okay, so I'm just going to have my head down here for a second, just while I add the light blue in. Now, when it comes to combinations for hair, there isn't a wrong. If you want to do an ombre, you can always do that. Try and do two matching colours in the way of colours that sort of work together without too much of a difference in tone. So what I mean by that is if you did red and yellow, they probably wouldn't blend as well because one's too light and one's too dark. So quite, you know, far apart in tone. If you did like a golden into a light brown, that would go really well. If you did blue and purple, they blend in really well together. And if you did things like, I'm trying to think of another ombre, red and purple even, they blend in beautifully. So there are tones that sort of work hand in hand and ones that are a little bit more of hard work, I'd say. So it's entirely up to you. You can choose tones that you want, or have a look on Pinterest or on Google or whatever you might go to, and have a look at different two-tone hairs that you think look really good together. And it's a matter of choosing your colours from a light, a mid and a dark tone in each of those. And it works really well. Ah, yeah, I do, Kelly. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like her. Okay, so we've got the bottom of that started. We're not going to continue with that yet because we'll finish that after, but we know where we're going with it. Then you head to your last of the purples, which is your violet, which is quite a dark colour in general. That's okay. That's fine. Hi, Amberly. Good to see you. So now with the violet, it is where do you want darkest to go? And we've done this in our hair series that we did with our 10. We did 10 of those in the way of choosing light, dark placements. And as I said, we're going to get rid of all of that space that we have white because we don't want white space. So you're going to come back with a light of whatever colour palette you've chosen. It will be your lightest tone to fill that in. Now, naturally under the umbrella is going to be darker, so we're going to come in with a black after. But for now, we've got to just plan and place out where we want our violet to go. That's okay, Grace. If you're not, then take care and have a good time if you go and see Endgame. Okay. So just, again, bringing that down. Now, if you're doing markers, I'll show you after. Do you want me to show you after? In terms of placement on dark to light rather than light to dark. We do the 3 colours that I was doing on that picture. I'll just recreate it for you with 3 colours. I can show you that after. Just remind me, because my mind is mush. Because I'm trying to remember everything at the same time. So markers I work the other way, and the pencils I work light to dark, and a matter of layering up. So pencils do require a bit more work, let's face it. They always do, but I love the result. Pencils are my first love. That was another question I was going to ask you. So has anyone gone over to Lavella's colouring? She's brilliant. And who is doing your Colour Your Hoard? So that's kind of, I just didn't name it, but I was trying to do one from each of my books that are untouched. Lou, we mentioned this ages ago. Yeah, she's great. And she's got such a relaxing voice as well. You just can listen to her. Okay, so I'm only going to introduce some of this violet in because we've got the blue at the bottom. So I don't want to overload that. Tilly's singing to you. Can you hear her? You're doing Colour Your Hoard. It is ridiculous. I don't even want to add up how many that are untouched. So I think it's a great idea. So if you've not already gone over to Lavella's colouring, she's doing a project on Colour Your, don't worry about Tilly for a minute, she's talking back to me. Of Colour Your Hoard, which is to colour exactly that, your hoard. Lavella's colouring, Becky or Steve. Is it Becky? She's amazing. She's fairly new, but she's got such a relaxing voice and a nice, pleasant channel that just wants you to go. You want to go back. You want to revisit. She's great. So manganese violet is just going to go back into all these spaces that you've left kind of white-ish. So don't forget you've got your base of the original colour, which was violet grey. And you, Amberly, your channels, I love your colouring. Okay, so we're just going to add that back into white space and just build it up. So we'll do this, so we'll do the skin, and then I'll show you how I do the marker hair with 3 colours. So we'll do the blue hair just to show you the difference in doing a pencil hair against a marker hair. There is a lot of differences, not in the technique, it's in the colours and it's in the amount. You're so sweet, Amberly. Hi, Helly. How are you? I'm sorry, darling, I didn't see you come in. I hope you're good. Hope you're well, and I hope you're having a good Saturday. And that applies to everybody. Hope everyone's doing good. Okay. And if you're not, huge hug. Right. So what I'm next going to do, as I said, don't do any of the hair on the face, because what's going to end up happening, it is going to be a muddy mess. So we're going to go to our second blue for the bottom, which is the genuine Colbert blue. And we'll start to bring in some of that depth of the ombre. It is an ombre hair. All ombre means is the way of where it's like a 2-tone. And it starts to make it stand out. Good, 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 good. I need my colouring, while I'm colouring my tea fairy. Okay. I'm not getting up to get one because I want to continue. I want to do as much as I can on this. So I'm just adding enough in to make it look like it's got strands. So a little bit more natural, isn't it? Then there is some here. So we're going to put a little bit. Now I'm not going to do the face. We'll bring some in after on the face. But she's got some also there. So we're going to just go to all the ends, because the ends is where I want the blues. Hey, Shara. Take care, Katie. Hi, Dash. So just enough. And as I said, this was the winning, for those that are coming, this was the winning pick chart for the colour along that you all wanted. So I went with what had the most votes, and this had 56, which was a big winner by a clear mark. So it's quite a lot of difference. Is it all the lighting good in your screens? So you can see it really does sort of blend in. And then we're going to put Prussian blue. And this one, not too much of, because otherwise it will take away that sort of gentle blue look that we're going for. So it's just enough to kind of just make it stand out. So it really is just depth. Yeah, I was going to say that. Colour Morphia, I'm going to be publishing my review on the 2nd of May, because that's what the publishers have asked, which is for the Colour Morphia by Kirby Rosannes. However, if you are in the UK, on the Works website, you can buy that for £5. And I'm pretty sure it's in store if you went into a store that's near, that's big, that sells them. But yeah, £5. So we're just going to add a little bit in of this Prussian blue. And if I've missed anything in chat, I do apologise. My head is down at this minute in time. And just make sure that there's enough there of that colour. Right, and then we're going to get our black. Now the black's going to be a little bit more obvious. Thank you. Hello, Shonda. Happy Saturday to you. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly shade a little bit under this brolly. And I'm going at such a very, very light pressure, just ever so slightly on the underneath of that. Just so it gives a little bit of a shadow, not too much. Just bear it in mind. And just be very careful with it, because you don't want to overload it with black. So I'm holding, the best way to sort of do pressure is hold it on the side and do it like that, a build up, rather than face on and too dark. There's a huge difference in it. So just enough. Do you want me to bring you down a little bit? If I go down, you're going to shake it just for a second. Just enough so that you can see a bit better. There you go. That's okay, Elaine. Hi, and that's fine. So just enough to shadow underneath this umbrella. There is this little tiny sort of spike bit that's on each of the ends of those. So we're just going to introduce those back in. See, they're tiny. And then with the very ends, just again, we're going to add a little bit in. Then we'll do a skin. So it's just this kind of underneath bit is going to be the darkest. And it's when the direction changes that you want it to be obvious. So just enough. That's okay, as long as you can see. See, it makes you spend more though, doesn't it, Nana? It makes you spend more because you think, oh, but I want the free postage. What else can I put in my basket? Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit more in. And we'll come back to the violets at the end once I've done the skin, because we'll add those like bits on top of her face. I know, it's terrible. Yeah, collect from the shop. You're like, you can't be bothered, so you'll have the collection, you'll have the delivery, and then you'll spend the extra tenner. It's terrible. I'm telling you, these things are there to trick us. Right, let's do some skin time. Okay. So I think we'll head first for let's find our ones. I'm not sure, Shannon. I'm not sure. I've never looked at that. whether they do or don't. They're such a discounted store that I don't think they would, but I could be completely wrong on that. But because they're a discount store, they might not. Okay, let's get our colours in. So let me just find them off screen so that I can just go straight in for you. Oh, same here, Dash. I'm on all of that as well. I have my B12 injections. I take biotin, and I hope it works for you, dear. I really do. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's trial and error, and these things take time to get into your system. Okay, so we're going to find, I'm going to take out some colours here. So we need the burnt sienna 069. Let's find. See, yeah, you've got book outlet that we can't. I don't think we can get over here. I've never been able to. So I think it's kind of the equivalent. Thank you, Kelly. So we'll start off with these. I'm trying to find that colour that I need. What is that? Which colour is it? Burnt sienna 50%. I'll find it. Hold on, everyone. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a colour. If I can find it, it'd be great. Oh, I found it. I found it. Okay. And then there we go. Found it. I was trying so hard. There we go. It's okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I was just trying to find my card. Right, we all clear. Right, so what I'm going to do first is just plan out where I would like the dark areas to go with this. So she's got a bit of grayscale in her images, Momo, and the first thing that you kind of want to do is just very lightly apply this. Now, you could go heavy, although I find going light first is best so that you know exactly where you're going after. And I just find it's a lot easier for me to kind of just start out light and build up. I'm not an artist. There might be other ways to do this that are more effective. But I just find this is easiest for me. So just very lightly going in to add where I would like shadows, etc. to go. So under the chin naturally, under her lips, and on the side of the face is going to be dark. Now, she's kind of heading that way, so just lightly apply, and you can build on this. We'll go and build each one. Now, I usually mix up Lumis and Prismas on faces just because I like the combination of the two. I'm going to do this with Luminance for now and see where we're at. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Lisa. We've got to love the hair. I love hair. I love doing hair. It's my favourite. I find it very therapeutic to kind of just go with the strands and the motion. Okay, with noses, you kind of got this area where it comes down and it's slightly shadowed by the eye. So you're going to blend that out, so don't worry too much, and then you can kind of bring that area in as well. So it's just lightly planning and we'll build up. And the same with here as well. So yeah, just a slight plan out. Oh, 1 second. I love the knitted jumper as well. I thought I can't wait to do that. That's probably going to be the next one. I'm just going to turn that down a bit so you can see. Yeah, I want it kind of like a glow, where, you know, like a very grey day, and then we're going to have all of the rain coming down. This is going to be a glow. We're going to have to sort of give that on the face, but that can be applied after. You can do a glow after. Now this side will have a slight yellow, so you can put some primrose in there, which is what I was going to do. Primrose is a slight yellowed colour, and it just gives a glow. So it's this one, and when we apply that onto the face, it's going to kind of be on that side, but you can do that after. So the primrose will just be a small amount. So it will sort of come over this way, and it will be in her face. So if we just plan that in now, I'm just going to put a touch. See, because that will be sort of heading onto her hair. But you can do this with bit Posca as well after. So it's only going to be on her forehead and her hair, and then there might be on the underside. I'm just going to put it with the primrose now to be honest. Let me just do this quickly now. So just put the primrose under, and it's going to go on that side of the face. Okay, that's just enough just to know where I'm going with it. Welcome back, Grace. That's okay. Tanya, you never have to apologise for that. Yeah, that's true. Go and relax yourself. I hope you feel a little bit more at ease. Okay. So she's got a stud there. And then we will build up. So we've got a start. Okay. So then we're going to add burnt ochre 10%. And I believe that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah. Grace, are they the hair ones? They aren't my cup of tea, but I love her, and just those aren't for me. Okay, so we're going to go for the burnt ochre. We're going to bring some of that in and blend out the edges of the burnt sienna 50%. I loved her, like her springtime one's gorgeous, and those fun whimsical ones, but yeah, I probably wouldn't get the last three. But that's not a reflection on her, that's just my taste preference. So we're just building up a little bit. Don't forget, first layers aren't anything, they're just starting out. So we're going to bring some blush in there as well. And just start it out, just get it going. And a nice build up as we go along. They really have. They really have. I mean, these are in my top 10 for sure. But I'm going to count them as one because it's one artist, isn't it? Okay, so we're just going to bring in a little bit of the pink. This is where I might need a Prismacolor. This is what I'm really going to get a Prisma now. Yeah, Grace, then that's great. I mean, that's what they're there for. Different strokes for different folks, as they say. Hi, Chloe. So I'm going to get a blush pink from the Prismas, just because I really, really like the colour of that. So pink and blush pink are really nice colours for cheeks. So I'm just going to, this is Prismacolor. I'm just going to put that in the screen for you. And this is just going to come into her cheek here, just because I prefer this over the Luminance. So it's the only one that I'm going to bring in. But we're going to go for the rest for Lumies, but I'm just going to bring the blush pink in. Just because, as I said, I much prefer that colour. Ah, thank you. I'm glad you like it. We're just starting the build up now. And if anyone sees Sarah both come in, then do let her know she was the winner of the book. Of the Jennifer Zimmerman giveaway. Because my head's down at the moment. So when you're putting in blush, you can just start it off. And then we're going to go back to our Luminance and we'll build up on that. So it's a build up process. So now we'll come back to our Burnt Ochre 10% and just kind of blend in a little bit. And then we'll come back and build up and build up and build up, etc. You kind of know where I'm going now. Now we're going to put more Primrose on that side. So when you're going towards the forehead, that's generally a lighter area. So just keep that light. And we'll build up process. That's the way to do it. Okay, so you see how pale it is at the moment. There's a reason. Hey, Loretta. So go and get the daughter's granddaughter moved in. Ah, you're exhausted, I bet. Okay, so then we're going to go for Burnt Sienna, which is quite a darker step up, but really nice. Chloe, I'm going to say the Luminance and Prisms combined. Take care, Kate. Thanks for coming. Have a good day and a happy weekend. Okay, so now we're going to start to add in and build up. Now, the Burnt Sienna has a brown tinge, so just be quite light-handed if you're going to start to add this in because it can be quite dark if you go in too heavy too quick. So it's a build-up process from this. So just slight build up and you can always add. I always say this is harder to take away than it is to add. Excuse my budgie, she's having a meltdown. It's because she's not got my attention, you see. And underneath the lip, so you can just build it up. Can you hear her? She's having a right mare. And then underneath the chin is where you're going to have a darker presence of colour. So we're going to add more in there. So just build and build and build. Building is you're going to be your friend with this kind of bit. That's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So as I said, it's a build-up process. We'll get there in the end. Okay, so just because there's a light source, I'm bringing in Primrose. So you can be generous with the Primrose here, and it will make it look a bit yellow, but because it will tie in with this bit, this is where you can sort of plant it in now, so that you have like an idea when you come back to your picture. If you're not doing this in one round, like we're not, it will give you a bit of a sort of starting point, won't it? You know what you're going to be doing. So if we just add that in, we know where we're going with it. Okay, so we'll come back to our Burnt Sienna. And I'm going to start to layer up now. So different ones combined really worked well together. And as I said, I personally, if you've just asked my preference, it would be the two combined. Now, there are light and dark spaces on faces naturally. And above the eyes has generally got a lighter area, as does the forehead. So when you come back to layering up, you know exactly where to leave your light and dark. Do you want a list of, I said list somewhere online who streams live with the time added? Yes, April Sarah. Did you want a list of pencil colours, Jan? Because I've got those that I can add in the description after. Oh, Cheryl, you going? Take care. Thank you so much. If you want a list, I can put that in the description for everyone. I've got it on my computer. So I'm more than happy to add that in. Thank you so much. If that's what you want. Yeah, because I've got... Oh, hold on, let me show you. I've got it beside me. Hold on, hold on. I'm going to shake the camera for a second. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. 1 minute. Just bear with me. Oh. Okay. So in my little book, I've added this in because I'm going to make up a pencil case with just skin tones, right? So if you... This is like light and dark. It's not just for light. So it's got Luminance Prismacolor, Polychromos and Pablo. And I can add this entire list in the description. Now, if I can't, I'll put it into a document. But I can add that all in. I've got the entire lot here. So it's got Luminance, Prismacolor. Hiya! It's got Polychromos and Pablos, and that is light and dark. It's not just light, it's not just dark, it's the entire range of what I would head to. So if you want me to add that in, if it all fits, then I will gladly do that. Because I've got it on my computer and I've made it so what I was going to do is a skin tones pencil case where I've got all those colours in there so that I don't have to keep hunting for them and it's easily accessible. So if you check back by the end of the evening, I know, Charlotte, right? It's because they're all easily blendable together. So I'll add it in and you can have a little butchers, which means a little look. And if there's things that you would use in there, then you can take that. So I'm happy to put that in. It's on my saved. It's saved. I don't need to hunt for it. Okay, so we're going to come back to our burnt ochre and we're going to start to layer up a bit harder now. So you can go in a little bit heavier with your layer, and as you're coming into the middle, you can kind of just release your pressure a little bit. Oh, bless you. I went to Canberra in 2 weeks. Oh, nice. Hi, you're colouring with D. So yeah, it is over 4 different brands. I haven't put the whole binds in there yet. I'm going to do that separate. So I've put in 4 sets. Now I will also work out budget ones. I might do a budget pencil case with them as well. What I will do, but Colour with Claire has got them, is I'm going to try and work out in time, God help me, is conversion charts for Copics, because I'm going to start to use Copics more. Copics to Prismas. Now, God help me. That is going to take me ages, so bear with me on that. I'm not going to say it's going to be done in the next few weeks because, as I said, this past 4 weeks, I have not done anything, no colouring, nothing. I've just not felt for it. And I've got to sort of get my head back in the evenings to preparing stuff and getting prepared for everything again, for the streams, for things that I want to do, and the skin tone series. I printed that off as well. No, Amberly, you'll do well with them, but I need to take my time with that because I want you to get it right. Now, Copics have 300 and something, and I'm not going to find every single one that's going to be exact, but I'll do it as close to Prismacolors as possible. Now, I'm not going to do it to every pencil set. I will try and just do it to Prismas because Prismas are the most used amongst colorists in general than any other pencil brand. So we'll try that. Yeah, I know. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab my Prismacolor again. blush pink, and we'll start to add that in a little bit more and build up. So we've got to add in our sepia and our shadows and etc, etc. We'll build up, but it's just a building up process. Yes, so it just takes some time because mine's also based, as you know, on sitting in the evenings, hence why I don't do evening streams, because of sitting down for too long. Okay, just going to add that in. Is that all showing up okay on your screens? Yeah, it will take some time, but what I will do is download Google Documents so that I can just link it. I think that will be best, don't you? Instead of emailing it out thousands of times. Yes, Castle Art pencils. They are incredible. I've just bought them. I bought the 120 set and they are amazing. Amberly will give you a little rundown on them too. I'm sure that Castle Arts is what Amberly uses as well. If you want a budget pencil, I would highly recommend those, as well as the Black Widows. They feel just dreamy on paper. Okay, so we're just building up the blush pink with the face, and now we're going to add in a little bit more of our burnt sienna, 10%. No, they really are, and I don't say that to enable in like a bad way. They are great. They are so nice and just a pleasure on paper. Okay, let me just bear with me. I'm just trying to find this colour that I had and it's gone walkabouts. Don't see where that's gone. Anyway, so just build up on the paper where we're going with this colour. Yeah, it's the soft series, not the hard ones. There's two, that's right. Forgot to mention that. Thanks, Loretta, for reminding me. That's a good point. So with Castle Art pencils, you have a hard and a soft. It is the soft series that you are looking for, not the hard. The hard are hard, obviously, it says it in the name, but they are hard to manipulate on the page. The soft series are beautiful and they blend and layer, and I have used them so I can give you an opinion. I can't really give a review on them if I've just swatched them, so I can only give you a sort of mini unofficial point of view on them when I have used them, which I have done, and they are a dream for a budget pencil. Now I would use them, coincide them with the Black Widows as well, because they're both a really good budget one and they both blend together perfectly. So if you're looking for two budget brands and you don't really want to spend out too much on pencils, then head for the Black Widows and head for the Castle Art 120 soft series. No, I haven't tried anything else. You're done with your background. How do you feel? You happy? Right. So again, I'm going to just bring in a light colour, which was our burnt ochre 10%, and we're just going to go in one more time and then we'll start to do other bits on it. So it's just a case of layering up. Now again, we're going to put some glow on her, so leave that side slightly. This paper is quite heavy and you can do multiple layers and layer up, and it has got a slight tooth in it. So if you see any lines in your work, that's what, well, it's funny, Anna was saying this earlier, a burnishing effect is just where you burnish the colours into the paper with multiple layers, and that's what we're doing on this. So we're just burnishing up all these different layers so that we don't see too much tooth. So with your primrose, again, we're just going to bring that and introduce that in. And she's just got a glow on the side of her face. You can be very, very generous with the amount that you're putting there. Oh, you're doing the Tutankhamun. I'm guessing it's the Kirby Roseanne's, right? So just generously adding just to the side here. And again, you can go on her hair a little bit. Okay. I don't know if it's showing up on your screen. So let me show you how it's looking if I tilt it. Can you see? Sort of coming to life a little bit now. Is it bad that we recognize things by just saying the Tutankhamun? Oh my gosh, and now we know. So we're just taking out that tooth, and we're going to use some white or some buff. I've not decided which one yet. And we've also got to bring in, see, I really like espresso, but you can use sepia or sepia, however you like to say it. Now her eyes, there's not much you can do to those, so we're just going to add, I think we're going to do them green. And her lips, I think we're going to go for a very pale pink, like the blush pink. Aww. You'll find it, Ambly. You're amazing. Take care. Take care, Grace. Have a good day. Okay, so we're just building up. And I really want that to be obvious. Now, I'm going to get my buff. Now, Buff Titanium, as you know, is my favourite pencil ever. Ever, ever, ever. We're going to do I know I've forgotten her hand. We're going to come down there in a minute. Okay, Buff Titanium is not white. It's like a cream. And what it is like, if you put it on a different coloured paper, you'll see. So it's like a very slight off-white. I don't know if you can see that here. It's like an off-white. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. Now, I kind of tend to do it more towards the mid of her forehead and blend that in. And there's a slight drop down in the nose that you just want a bit of a glow on. Oh, me too, Shannon. It's my favourite. I absolutely love Buff Titanium. It also blends in without making it too washed out, your blush to your skin. And there is no nasty, like you look like you've powdered her face kind of thing. So we're going to add a little bit more of a glow on that, I think. We're going to add just a little bit of a different yellow in, but it just blends it all in perfectly. So it really is like a great pencil. And if you're going to ask my opinion on it, I would say it's an absolute must. If you don't buy any other Luminance, just buy a Buff Titanium. Now we need a blend out pencil like a sepia. So that's exactly what we're going to get. I think we're going to get sepia. Let me have a look. Or do we want a brown? No, we're going to go for sepia. So sepia is like a brown, a dark brown. It does. It does. Yeah, they're so hard, Stacey. They aren't my go-to. They are very hard, but I do like the colours. I use them for the roses. I like them for flowers. They take some getting used to, put it that way. But if you like hard pencils, don't be put off. Because they are hard, but they are workable. You just got to learn them, that's all. I say that with everything. It's hard to judge a pencil by somebody else's opinion until you've used yourself. So it's a case of trial and error with pencils to see what works for you and what doesn't. Okay, I'm just finding my sepia card. I like to use them. I just don't use them as much as I used to. Is that sepia or sepia with a fifth? No, just normal one. I'm trying to find a card. You can never find it. My neighbours have stuck on some really loud music and I thought it was set off chip, but it hasn't. Are you all okay there? Sorry about trying to find cards. Just, I didn't know what colour scheme I was doing until I looked at it. And so I couldn't prepare. Hold on, everyone. I'll try and find it without really taking my time. So this is the only downside, unless I've got them all out in front of me one by one like a puzzle. I've got to hunt in a pack for it. Anyone that's going and anyone that's coming, hi to those coming in, bye to those leaving. Have a good weekend, and I shall see you when you return again. Ah, found it. Okay, so sepia, we use some black as well, but it just gives us a good chance to get some shadows in. So we're ready. So this goes underneath the neck. This is going to kind of highlight where we would like some real dark areas. We've got to come back in with the violet after to put in these hair strands, but we couldn't do that until we've done this. So this just starts to give us a point of shadow. Now with the eyes, you can kind of just see where she's put. You don't want to make them too dark because it'll end up looking black. Jan, for skins, buff titanium is like for everything. For skins, I can give you the numbers, but they're going to be put in the description. It depends what you're looking for in terms of what you want to colour. I've got a list, as I said, that I'm going to put in, and they are all the ones that I recommend. So you've got the buff titanium as like a staple for me. And then you have the skin colours that go range from light to dark. So it just depends. You're back in the house. No thing, not with the Lumies I haven't. The Prismacolors, yeah. Luminance is one of those that I'm learning as I go along. But I love doing Caucasian skin with them, but I love Prismacolors for dark skin. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my Naples as well. And I'm just going to highlight back some of this glow. So just make sure it's on the edge of this brolly. And kind of just on this global here. Coming down onto her hair. I want this quite hardly pressed into her skin. It just kind of just gives that glow on the edge of the skin. You will see it when you're sitting there in front of it. So if you want to add a little bit more of a depth into that yellow, I would suggest grabbing the colour Yellow Ochre. It's not too dark. It's just a slight off one. It's that's too light. Yellow Ochre or Golden Bismuth Yellow. I'm trying to decide. Let's go for Golden Bismuth Yellow because that's, yeah, we'll go for that one. It just needs a slight darker tone to it. Bismuth, where are we? Trying to find you. There we go. That's okay, don't be sorry. Okay, so then just adds a tinge more especially into that side of her and on the edge of her hair as well. It just adds a bit. So you can blend this out at a later time. Again, it's just planting in where you want these things to go, because it's a good thing to kind of get the planning there so you know when you come back where your colours are going to go. So it just adds enough in without it sort of drowning it. Can you see? I've got a little bit on there. Naples yellow. Yeah, I just used that one not long ago. And that was just a touch to get it going. Or Naples ochre, didn't I? Naples yellow. I haven't used it yet. But we'll see once we get to the big global. So at the minute, we're just adding enough in to give it a bit of an obvious glow. Now, I'm not going heavy. I'm just going in circular motions to add it on. It's her skin more that will have it. So it's just the side of her face. Like that. Just a touch. So it's not too much, but enough to be obvious. And then kind of just put it on the bridge of her nose as well. So if I move that, you can see where it's glowing onto her face, but I didn't want it to overglow, because then I'm going to lose all the skin tone of her face, which is not what I was looking for. So I wanted just an, you know, like a glow rather than it take over. So it just adds enough. Okay, and then on the edge of the umbrella, we'll just make sure that that's there. So then we come back to the umbrella, it's there for us, and we can go around the colour. So she's kind of put it in for us where we need to have the glow. So that's a good thing, because there's like this grayscaling here. And I need to quickly demonstrate to you how I do the 3 markers with colour, so you can get a gist of how to do marker hair as well, because we always do just pencils, don't we? See, it's just enough. Okay, so I'll upload anyway on the thumbnail, you'll be able to see. Right, so that's enough on her face with a glow for now. 1 second, let's zoom out so you can see. So looking at it just as it is like that, we've got to do a hand. It's coming to life. I do want to add some black. That's the only one that I've got to add in there. So the only Prismacolor that we used was the blush pink. That's it. The rest has all been Luminance so far. Hi, Christina. If I didn't see you earlier. Hey. Okay, so we need black. And let's just add a bit of definition. So the black is just going to be minimal amounts. 1 second. Just add that in for you. There we go. Okay, so minimal amounts is just to make sure that it's defined. Now, these strands, we've got to bring some violet in as well, but we just reintroduce slightly with our black. So just enough to kind of bring them back out again. That's okay, you're in your car. Okay, so with the nostril, very lightly, not too dark, just put that back in. And with this sort of side of her face, we're going to add a touch in there. Her eyebrows now. With eyebrows, I just do little strands and build them up until they're back, you know, looking prominent. Thank you, Shonda. So with colour picking as well, that's individual. There's no, again, you can do unconventional colours. You don't have to go for the conventional colours. Your black is there to make things stand out. That are already black you can add in, and also to make shadows stand out. So just as well underneath here, you can kind of just add a little bit with black. Now we won't do that side black because you've got your glow, so you're going to come over to this side, just add a touch, and underneath the neck. So you can see it's just enough. See, it still makes it all stand out. No, you won't. It's such a good book that you can just dive straight in there. Okay, so her eyes and her lips we have to come back to as well. Yep. So if you grab your violet, because you can now, you can bring in your strands. And that is to overlap them as well. So you can bring in some that go round and down, and it's entirely up to you. So don't be afraid to add those strands back in, because when you put them back in, you can see them. You just have to press down a little bit harder because obviously you've got some layers to contend with. So if I move that, I don't have a plan, but oh, sorry about that. Sky is doing a steampunk one coming up, but we are going to do a Hannah Lynn one day soon with markers, but it wasn't going to necessarily be out of the magazine. I'm just going to have a look at what really takes my fancy. Is it a request? Okay, so we're going to go for blush pink again. I want us to have quite pinky lips. So we're going to go for Prismacolor on this one. As you can see it. And with her lips, she's got quite a lot of grayscaling in there. So you're going to use that. So just go with the coverage of that one. Then we're going to get the colour. Go back to Lumies now. That one. And I'm just going to deepen up. The inside of the lip will naturally be a bit darker. So where your mouth would close, it would have a little bit more of a dark side. Take care, Marie. Thanks for coming so much. And take care, Cajun. You have a good day as well. Thank you guys for joining. You have a great weekend, and make sure that you do lots of nice things for yourself. And have a colouring day. I'm going to have one tomorrow. Make myself like really engross myself back in. Okay, so we'll finish off her skin. I could do her hand in a minute, and then we'll quickly do, that won't take long, that'll be 10 minutes to show you how to do that, or 20 minutes how to do the marker hair with 3 blues. Okay, and then go back to your blush pink, and it will be your Prismacolor. And just blend out what you've just put in. It just makes it look a bit more natural. So just blend it out. So it's just like two-tone. You don't need too much in that. Hey, Ashley, how are you? Oh, thank you, Crystal. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. And then we're going to get our sepia. And underneath her mouth, we're just going to make sure that the underneath is slightly shadowed, and you know her lips inside, there's a slight more grayscale, and just go with that. You blend it back out with buff titanium, so don't worry if it comes out too dark. Your buff titanium is like your best friend. Trust me. I know. Okay, and then you've got your buff. Good old buff. We'll just blend it out into your skin there. Just 2 times it down. Something thinking about doing skin tone series. Like, yeah, I am. I'm doing one, Chloe. I just, where the death happened, it threw me off course, that's all. But yeah, it's still coming. I'm trying to get everything prepared so that it's all done. I've got the cards out, and it's, I do preparation like 4 or 5 hours for each one. So that I've got it right for you guys every time. So it takes me a little bit of time, which I didn't have until now. So It's just definitely coming. Okay, so we're just sorting out those. Right, next we're going to get back our burnt ochre 10%. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Super colours all day long. Oh, hi, Elf. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming. Okay, so I'm going to just go with the lightest areas first with this. Can you see the hand okay? So with the hand, you can have a bit of a shadow where she's holding there, and on the insides of where naturally, if your fingers were sort of shadowing each one, if you were out in the light, you know, naturally you'd have a little one, wouldn't you? So just everywhere else, go with your lightest colour for now. And just remember that you're going to come where those areas are with a darker shade. So she has got some nails here, which we're going to do purple to match her hair. So we've just got a base colour going. Oh, super colours are wet, but they can be used dry. Yeah, the cards were from our lovely mod here, Lou, with a spanner. The lady with a spanner. She made them for the channel. She made them for you guys. Oh no, that's no problem. That's no problem. You don't have to thank me, honestly. My pleasure. Okay, so I've got burnt sienna 10%, and we're going to now go for the shading. I know, I love the cards. There she is. There's our Lou. She made them. So just enough, lightly adding it in so that you know that you're going to blend around it. Yeah, that's right, Honor. See, you've used them now. They're amazing. They're absolutely incredible. Super Colours are by far my favourite wet pencil. I love them all. I mean, I'm so bad. I love all of them. And another one that's amazing is the Koh-i-Noors. Have you seen them? The Koh-i-Noor wet aquarelle pencils and the Albadoras. They're all amazing. The pigment in all of those are incredible, so I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. Okay, so naturally underneath we're going to have that area a little bit darker as well. Okay, so we've got a little bit here over crease. I'm going to go back to this one and just blend out the edges of the shading that we've just put in. You could be generous with the colour on the hand because this illustration has got quite a bit of grayscale on that hand, which is just making me need to lay down a little bit more. Oh, see, this is personal taste. Andrew bought me the Pablos 3 years ago for Christmas. And without using them with polys, I don't like them on their own. However, with polychromos paired up, those two are like a dream together. So again, it's personal preference with Pablos. They're quite hard in comparison to Prismas and stuff. So it all depends on what you prefer. But you can buy Pablos again in singles and have a little go. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab myself a next shade of burnt sienna. And I'm just going to very lightly, and when I mean light, I'm doing this. You see how light I build up? That's when you're layering up, you build like that. Because if you go in too deep, it's too much. It's a case of building. Oh, I would go for the Jan. I would personally go for the Lumies, but what do you like in a pencil is the question. Do you like the harder pencil? Do you like a middle pencil? Do you like soft? Do you blend a lot, layer a lot? Are you straight colorist? It's entirely up to you. I mean, it's also what you enjoy most of all. So, you know, we do a lot of that comparison, don't we, where we want our page to look like somebody else's, etc., etc. Go with what you enjoy most and what you prefer most. So if you tell me that, I can kind of lead you in the direction of what I think, although I don't like to give reviews on pencils because we all like different things. That's why I don't really say buy them, just in case. And then you'll come back to me and say, Sam, I hate them. I'll be like, oh my God, I feel so bad. That's right, Shonda, be self. Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I'm gonna hold my hands up now and say that if my picture doesn't come out in my head how I liked it, even if I enjoyed it, I sometimes then dislike the journey of it, which is wrong. So it's hard sometimes, I think, because we put so much pressure on ourselves. But I know what I like to do and I head towards that, and that brings me great pleasure. So I've found what I like to do now. They're a harder pencil, Pablo's, than Prismas. Jan, if you are so used to the Prismacolors, I'd say the Lumis are a bit softer. Pablo's are amazing if you pair them, for me, with Polycolors, the Polychromos. Polychromos I love so much. Yeah, I know, Elf. I get you. I understand that entirely. That's the bit I think that stumps a lot of us. Hey, Tammy. Go grab your coffee, girl. Ah, thanks, Natalie. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, so then I'm going to go for some shading and shadowing underneath her hand here. And then we're going to add a little bit more of that. We're going to blend it in with some buff, a good old buff. And just around, you know, she's got here her sleeve. Just going to put a little bit around there as well. Yeah, you can now. Right, that's a good, yeah. On Etsy, there is a seller. I did buy some soft whites off of him, Holbein's. I bought a couple of soft whites because I've used mine almost now. And you can buy open stock on them. I think they're like £3 something, so about nearly $4 each, I believe. So quite expensive. I think the Lumis are much easier to get a hold of. Okay, burnt ochre. There's lots of people here in the US that would be able to sort of point you in a direction. Okay, Jude, thanks for coming. As always, you have an amazing weekend, dear. Okay, where's my Buffy? My Buffy's gone. Hold on. There it is. So we need Buffy. Now, Buffy is a great tool to blend out skin. It makes it so smooth. I've always used my Buff. I think at the time when I got everyone buying Buff Titanium, I tell you, if I had shares in that, I'd be rich. I would be a rich lady. Everyone was buying them, and I was like, oh my gosh, imagine. Amberly, they are. Oh, M&R sharpener is amazing. But I use a lot now, the swordfish, because I like the point on it. Okay, then we're going to get our black, and then I'm going to quickly do her purple nails, and then I'll quickly show you how to do, or how I do. I'm not going to say how to do, how I do the hair with, hi, Sung. Good old Buff, exactly. With the Art and Fly markers. Okay, so black is just to shadow underneath here. So can you see just a little amount? And it's the same with that. I have to quickly print it off, so in which case I'm going to get the kettle on, because we've been on 2 hours and my mouth is parched. So just enough to get it going. So you see that? It just gives a nice little, there we go. Right, so let's zoom you on out a minute. There we go. And then we're going to grab, we can put some stickles on those at the last moment. I think I might do has manganese violet and put some violet tip. Okay, let's go for manganese. I'm not going to do anything too fancy, so just go straight on over the entire now. I'm not going to zoom in for that because it's just a small amount. And then just with the violet, I'm just going to add a touch. And then I will tilt the page so you can see it. There we go. All right, so that's what we've done so far. I haven't done her eyes yet because there's not much on her eyes to do. So she's got a glow coming off the hair. She's got all her hair done, her skin. And next time, I suppose we could try and finish her off on the next string, based on where I get with that. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, we need 3 colours, 3 markers, and I will show you how. So if you bear with me, I'm just going to turn the lighting up because you've got a bit dark there. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to do is grab 3 markers. Now, these are the Art and Fly colours, and I want to show you how to do, I'll just put that there on the page. I'm going to just print off 1 copy to show you what we're going to do, and I'm just going to give you a very quick example on how I do hair with markers. It's a totally different process to how I do this. This is pencil, and I do light to dark, and with markers I do dark to light. So this only takes about, I'm trying to think, 20 minutes. So let me just print it off. Bear with me. Right, I'll be right back. Be right back. So what I'm going to do is put my sign in there. And you know then that I'm not at the table. There you go. You know I'm not at the table when I've got that in the screen. And I'm going to just show you how I do marker hair. Okay, it won't be a minute. Okay, and that's the store that you get this page that I'm going to do on. So this page, which we're going to practice on, is the store that I've just put in chat. So bear with me, everybody, and I will be right back with you. I'm just going to get a quick drink. I'll get a cold drink. Bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. I really needed a drink. I'm back. Okay, so what we're going to do now, because we've done part one, haven't we, of the Momo Girl. So if you were doing the colour along, the second part is going to be our next string. Just a quick reminder, I've done, hi Mia, hi anyone that's come in. The draw for the giveaway has been done, and it was Sarah or Sarah, both at 163. Now I'm going to put a deadline. If that person or the winner has not come forward by Tuesday, my next stream day, which is the what is it? What's Tuesday? The 30th. If by the 30th Sarah hasn't come forward for her giveaway win, I'm going to redraw. Hi, Jacqueline. So I will redraw if it's not been claimed. If it's claimed, obviously, then we can scrap that. But if it's not claimed within the next 3 days, I will put a deadline. It's only fair, then I'll redraw. So hopefully she comes forward. And remember, I am going to put this list of skin tone colours in the description of the stream. I can't put everything in the description, otherwise it won't fit and I get told to take out stuff. So I'll put this. Now, if one of the mods, I'm so sorry, I never like asking you like jobs because I want you to enjoy it. But can someone grab me the art and fly markers link, please? I asked nicely. It was the Jennifer Zimmerman Secrets of Colouring 2. So if it's not been, there's no more entrants for this one. I've done, you know, all of that. Then I will redraw who's already been numbered. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. Okay, so what we have done is part one of this girl. And what we're going to do next is just show you how I colour with markers. And I'm going to do it with art and fly markers because that's what I was using. Hair colours. Now, I'm not finished. I'm doing this, but I want to show you how different it is to colour a grayscaled hair image against colouring with pencils. Pencils is totally different. Pencils, I do the opposite one entirely. I always do light to dark and do all the details. You can put more detailing in with this when you do them. However, your markers are going to do the absolute majority of this. So what I'm going to do with you now is do it like from scratch with you. That's okay. Thanks for joining. And we're going to give it a go now on stream. And I just want to show you how I do it. I'm just going to put that behind so that we've got something to catch the markers. If I do this or this, it's because I'm trying to get it in the screen. Now, colour picking. You could do purple. I think Belinda's just done this image in purple. But I went for blues because I've just really wanted to have a standout hair of blue. Now, I'm going to just quickly show you. These are the art and fly markers. Now, I'm looking at colour schemes and I'm thinking I want a dark, a mid and a light of blue. Now, in this case, it's 74, 183 and 182. So it's these colours. Now, art and fly markers, I've got them in here with my brush markers and stuff. They look like this. They're in a white barrel. They've got these ends that signify the colour. Tammy, I just saw your message today and I did reply. This is 160 gram card. And you can use Strathmore, you can use Nina, is it Nina paper? So they're like a hexagon sort of shape and they're really, so that's to stop them rolling so they don't roll away. And they have a chisel tip and a brush tip. Now, the brush tip is obviously what I like to use. These are really, oh, thank you, Lou. Lou's put them. These are really good to go in big areas if you wanted to block out a colour. But the brush tip is what I use. Now, colour picking, you can pretty much do any colour combination that you want. But as I always say, you kind of want to look towards a dark, a medium and a light. And that's just to graduate down. Now, I always use dark to light. So I go from this one to this one to blend in the very lightest areas with this one. So that's okay, Tammy. As I said, I just saw it today. Yeah, the Nina Classics, that's the one. No, Sean, I've got the 48 set that was gifted, these ones. These are alcohol markers, all alcohol markers. So there's no streaks. I can't stand the streaks. Okay, so going from my dark, which is number 74. So you'll see here, dark, medium, light. They're my three colours. So very quickly, I just want to show you. Now I'm going to have to just turn ever so slightly. I'm going to go for my brush tip. So this is what it looks like. It's a bit like a Copic. Now, when you're going in your page, you can kind of just very lightly plan out where you would like. Don't worry, it will dry, but you can. Yeah, I have put the link above. If you want it again, hold on. The Etsy store that this is from is this one that I've just put in the chat now. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn, I'm afraid, and you are going to be slightly skewy because I have to just do it this way. So the way to do it is go from your darkest and bring down your strands. So it's just totally different to how I do my pencil hair. I'm just going to side for a minute and then I'll turn you back. So you can see I'm just starting it off and you think, oh my gosh. Yeah, they are sold in the US. Yeah. So you can use these with your Copics. I'm just showing you these are really nice. I think in the US you can get single stock as well. So I'm not going to worry about all those little bits in her hair for now. And you've got to be quite careful because there's quite a lot of directional changes and you have to kind of go with them. So with grayscale, the good thing is it plans it out for you and your marker can sort of follow that direction. So it looks like this when you start them. Yeah, they do the refills in the US, but not here. I'm going to actually contact them and find all this information out. I'm going to get a contact for them and find out, you know, a little bit more about them. So, because they're really nice. They're really nice for manga and chibi and anime art. So I think a lot of anime artists and manga artists use these and they really like them. So you're going from dark, and this is just the way I do it. So we're going this area at the moment and we'll kind of get this all going. So I'm going to go in a lot of changes with direction, if you don't mind, just so that I can show you exactly how to do, or how I do it, sorry. I don't like to say how to do it, it's how I do it. Okay, so you're kind of working out where you want dark. Yeah, so that's all my dark on that bit at the moment. Right, then I'm going to go to my mid. Now, my mid is 183. Can you see that one over here? And what you're now going to do is to your dark, so you're going to be in the screen a minute. So all those directions that you've just gone, you're now going to add them back with this mid-tone. And you see it just blends in, doesn't it? You haven't got... Take care, Ray. I'll speak to you soon. So you're just going to add in. Now, as I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just showing you my way of it. That's all. So just, if you're going to go with markers, don't be scared. Yeah, I'll message you. I'll message you. May, you're making us hungry. Okay, sorry about that. I needed a sip. So I'm going to go from every strand I've just done with the dark. And yes, of course, it's going to dry on your page, but because they're alcohol markers and you can layer them up. So that is the good thing. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're working from dark to light. And you can also buy Copic papers as well, if you want to. Now with these side bits, I'm just going to add a little bit of it in. See? And it starts to build up, doesn't it? Oh, Tammy, dive in. I always say to people, don't be afraid. It can't go wrong if it's on a PDF. Of course, in a book, it can. But if it's in a PDF or you want to just test it out, that's what the PDFs are there for. See? So then what I'm going to do there is also bring that brush strokes down. Now, the brush ends will always allow you to do that. Can you see? It's amazing, isn't it? How does it compare? They're very alike. But, yeah. Christine. Yeah, well, they are quite expensive. But these are refillable in the US. If you're from the US, you can get refills for these. So there's no like worry about that. It's not like the Winsor & Newton where you have to just dispose. Okay, so then in the very middle, you're going to go for a light tone. And then with a light tone, you just go to the very middle of that hair. So it does blend in all together so perfectly. Now I'm just going to go over that entire middle bit there. And I'm going to just blend those side bits in. The only thing is the Copics have a nicer nib. I would say that. And Copics, you can't really compare to Copics, but they are good. They're a good alternative. So can you see already how amazing that's blended out? Yeah, they do. Because look, it's alcohol marker. They bleed through everything. So then we're going to continue, and again you're going to go back to your dark. So be careful of everything else. Alcohol markers are lovely. I didn't like them initially years ago. Like, no, I'm not a marker girl, but you can mix. The thing is, what I've realised in life, variety is the spice of life. So they say, don't they? They say variety is the spice of life. So if you've got variety in your life, it's good. I don't know if you can see that number, but it's number 74. You probably can't. Oh, that would be so good, Rosalind. I love my Spectrum Noise as well. But yeah, I love to just mix them now. And I never used to be like that, but I think it's so nice to learn new mediums. So I'm just going with my dark at the moment. So again, you can kind of pick out where you would like your dark to go. So you're going to bring that down. Don't worry about this. I'm going to go over that anyway. This is just my tester page with you all. So just bring, when you're doing brush strokes as well, because it's not one of those bullet nibs, the brush nib, look what it does. It kind of brings that brush look down. So it's so good to use and manipulate into the way that you want it to go, because it's like in the direction. So I really like it. Can you see that? Isn't it nice? Love it. I had so much fun with these now. And also you can mix them with other alcohol markers. That I've been mixing the Art and Flies with the Winsor & Newton Pro Markers brush markers. So you can go with different ones. Okay, so this is her hair, I believe. So I'm going to bring that up where it is now. So we're just going to under there as well. So just, I'm going to have to turn it, guys. So just, again, you've got to kind of go in the direction. I'm taking you on a ride with these. Okay, so underneath will be dark, won't it? So we're going to have that as our darkest. We don't need to add any light into that. Okay, so as you can see, we've got our dark in, our dark's there. It comes out great, doesn't it? I love markers. Yeah. I love both, but I am a pencil girl. But I love the markers. They're a complete new love. Okay, so then we're going to go for the 183. And we're going to attach onto all of those. You can do this with a Copic. You can do this with Art and Flies. And also the brush markers. So let me show you. So you know Winsor & Newton, they've got the brush marker. It's exactly the same. So we could even deepen up with that colour actually. You can mix them. Alcohol markers you can mix together. You don't have to just do the one. And they blend. That's what we love. We like the blend. Over in this house, we say this house, you know what I mean. Over on Colour and Chat with Sammie here, we all like the blend. Is that right? Okay, so we love a blend in this place. And don't push too hard because you don't need to on these nibs. Can you see how lovely that blends out? I can't help it. Can you see what a difference it makes to blend out colours? It is a house. It's all about the blend. That's right, Joanne. You know the terms for me by now. It's all about the blend and the mapping and the planning. So it's like artists, they go upside down. I'm not an artist, but I'm just saying they go upside down, don't they? They look at their work upside down. It gives them a different perspective. I've seen Dee Dee do it hundreds of times. Someone else told me that as well in the past. Can't remember who. Maybe it was my art teacher. About to turn your work upside down to have a look. Not the same result. It's a bit harder because they're hard. Bullet tips are really hard. So you probably wouldn't get the exact same result, Gary, but they're not. Try your settings, Jan. Try your settings. Do you know what? We can try it. I could print off another copy. Jan, look at the settings and see what it's on. It should be on 1080. Because sometimes it takes you back. Quite often it takes you back on the settings. They do blend really nice, don't they? They do. Okay, so I'm still with my mid and I'm just making sure that comes right up. But I hope this helps or gives someone courage, because I'm a newbie to markers. I'm completely new to markers. So if I'm a newbie and I can sort of have fun with them, then so can you. And I hope to inspire someone who might have been slightly scared of them before, because we can't all be Belindas, but we can try. There we go. Yeah, sometimes it takes you back. Okay, and then we're going to go to the very lightest shade, which is our 182. So remember, a dark, a medium, and a light. Oh, thanks, Mia. Okay, so lightest shade now. And all this is going to do is bring it all together. So in all your white space, we don't want white, we want to eliminate white. But I'm going to contact and find out a bit more about their products, Art and Fly, if I can find their contact, and just find out what they've got on the market and how we can get refills, because I think in the US we can't, in the UK, and you can in the US, sorry, which sucks a little bit, because if you've got them, how are you supposed to refill them? But then what one lacks in, you just have to pick it up in another set. Okay, so see, it just blends out beautifully. I really like them. Okay, so what you then can do is, if you really wanted to, you can go back in with like a pencil. So let me try it while I'm here with you, to add in final details. So just wanted to give you a little demo of that. You can do it, but it's the opposite way. So if I get my Prussian blue, where is it gone? So let me grab that. Hold on, guys. Let me just grab my colour card, just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just doing Luminance at the minute. Okay, so just grabbing a Prussian blue. What you then can do, if you really wanted to, after you've put your Art and Fly, I'm going to put them at the side so you can see what we were using. So you can then go in further with some details, but you won't really need to, because the marker has done the majority. But like with this little plait, you can add in a little bit of shading into that mini plait, because it might be hard to get into with a bullet or a brush tip or a chisel tip or whatever tips you've got. This finer details can sometimes be quite hard. So you can add in just those last final details. Now, your markers have done, sorry, I've just missed that, the majority of the work. So don't be worrying about adding anything else in. Take care. Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining. You have a good weekend. So you just add in all of this final detail just to make it come to life. What these, they have a chisel tip. It's a chisel and a brush. So they are brilliant. So it's got two ends. This end here is for like wide, broad areas, and this is obviously to brush out. And then, as I said, with your final detailing, you can just add some in with your pencil and be done. You know, it's entirely up to you. It's taste and preference, isn't it? You can grab black as well. But your alcohol markers, they blend. They blend so well. And your black will also be a good tool. Yeah, Copics are double-ended as well. Same thing. So let me show you a Copic. Hold on, because I've got one in front of me. So a Copic is exactly the same. You have a chisel and a brush. So chisel and brush and an art and fly marker. Hold on, I don't want to mix these up. Is the same. You see? Now a Copic, they're both refillable. One's hexagon and one's like an oval. Copics are like the master of art. These are such a good sort of, I'm not a replacement. They're a good alternative. That's the word I was looking for. They're a good alternative if you're what you're looking for. So they're great. And they're refillable in the US, not in the UK. So I'm gonna have to get a hold of them and find out if they're gonna change that. Hey Bella. So yeah, really, really happy with how that come out. So if you've got yeah. So if you haven't got the courage for alcohol markers, I hope you do. I'm a newbie. I'm totally like a novice. I can't give you marker advice. I can show you what I pick up because markers are very new to me. But if I pick up anything I show you, I'm on here showing you straight away. So yeah. Hi Bear. It was so easy, wasn't it? I can look against the chart, but there's only 48 against 300 whatever's. So can you see how easy that was to do? But as I said, give me time. It's going to take me ages, but I'm going to do a conversion chart from Prismas to Copics. It's going to take me forever, but I'll do it. It's going to take me a while. But see how nice and easy that was. And then if you really want to like carry on with your markers, you look at your sheet again. So you've always good to have a little sheet to go by. And like say we're going to do this. This is going to be brown. So we need a light. So we can even go for 237. Hold on, let's put those back. Do one at a time. So we could go for 237. We could go for 100. Let's find it. And then we could go for 93. Where are you hiding from me? There we go. So those three. So again, I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration at the top. What the markers, Rochelle, yeah, she's great. But I just wanted to show you here. As I said, I'm not an original. Pete Hewitt is amazing. She's been around for a long time. There's many people online who are probably 10 times better. I'm just giving you a quick demonstration here. But she is incredible. Okay, so we're going to go for, I'm going to put that there so you can see the top line. So if we go for dark again, dark to light. So we're going to go for the colour 100 first. And 100 might be our darkest. So you start to plan out where that colour is going to go. So markers are really, really quite a nice, stress-free, easy time. And I'm really loving them. So yeah, just go dive in there. They're not as hard as they look. They're permanent. And I think that's what makes it so daunting. They are so permanent and so daunting to start with until you start and dive in, and then you realize how much fun you have. You know, it takes me ages, Amberly, on my own time. Yes, I am, Joanne. It's coming. It's just I was supposed to be doing it and then death happened. But then I'm going to do it anyway. I just got to prepare. As I said, I prepare things beforehand. I don't just come straight on with that kind of thing because I've got to get the cards out. I have to show you what I'm going to do step by step. Just an example, you know the hair series we did? that took me, Andrew will vouch for me, about 5 hours each one. I'd prepare. It'd take me ages. Okay, so then I'm going to go for 237. And I'm just going to go straight into where we've just been. And I am going to go slightly darker, actually, because I've gone mid to light. So, yeah, just straight on in. And then if you wanted to go a step darker, you can go to number 93. Or just have a look. 93 is this one. And let's go for a brush marker. Right, do you want a bullet nib? Let's go for a bullet nib with a brush pro marker. So we're going to go for a Winsor Newton pro marker. So let's see, Gary, if we can do this just as effective, mate. I think we can. Oh, Belinda is amazing. I love her Copic stuff. She's like a wizard dress with a Copic. Bless her. I think everyone's got something that people go to the, you know, like know them for, don't they? So you see, it's really coming along lovely. And then we're going to go back to our 237, which is our lightest one, and just blend that out. So yeah, bullet nibs do work, but I'm not sure with hair so much how easier that would be, but that does work. Look, it works really well. So you can mix your alcohol markers. Amazing. What else I have in there is the Karen skin tones. So we could try them as well. Oh, you're back. So you see how, thank you. We're not doing the full page. I'm just giving an example of how you can use the alcohol markers and be a newbie at it. You know, you don't have to be so scared of them. If I can do it, you can do it. Put it that way. So we're just going to go down here to the darkest, which is 93. It's this one. And again, you're just using that brush nib. You can use it with bullet tips as well, Gary. You can do it with both. And just bring the darkest first. I'm thinking that maybe it's just a way, I think, for me is to work dark to light so I can blend out. So it's choosing your blends, isn't it? I think choosing the blend is the big part. And you know exactly where you're going with it. There you go. So you're going dark first. Thank you, Tammy. Okay, so next one would be 237, which is this one here. And I'm just going to blend out that brown. So again, if you're new to them and you've not had the courage to do them, then trust me, you can. I can inspire you to do this and I've got the job done. Then I'm going to go for a Winsor & Newton Pro Marker in Burnt Sienna, and this is a bullet nib. So it's actually nice to get a little thin nib in some of those parts as well. So just go for it and don't be afraid is my message to you on this one. Yeah, it really does come together. Yeah, it's the Art and Fly markers, and the image that I'm using is from this shop. And the Art and Fly markers, I'm sure Honor would, I think Honor or Lou put the link in earlier. So just to give you a little sort of insight to how they all come together. So you can see that using some markers in different colours, as long as you've got a blend from a mid, a light and a dark, can be just as effective as pencils. So if you are new to them and you aren't quite sure if you can do them, trust me, you can. It just takes a little bit of practice. So you can see you go in the direction of the whatever art that you're on. So like with her face, if you're going to go for the red, you can go from like just slightly dark one to a lighter one. You can do gold on her bands. You can do her skin. I'm going to have a little play around with them. I hope that you found today's stream fun. I'm happy that I got colouring again. So today I've just given you a quick demonstration how I did the hair in markers. And then, well, hopefully my words can help someone, Michelle. I hope so. And then this is what we've done today. So we've made a start, and we're going to continue with her. I've just given you a quick demonstration on how I do this, and hopefully my process with practice can help someone, even if it starts you off on how to do it. And then we've just done the real nice colour combination in her hair, which I'm really happy with the lilac and the blue tips. So next time we'll do a knitted shirt, we'll do our umbrella. Now, as I said, Sarah had, that's fine, thank you so much. Thank you, Shalene. So just quickly recap, Sarah both won the giveaway for the Jennifer Zimmerman. If she has not come forward by Tuesday, the 30th, I will redraw with the numbers and names that are already printed out. So I will put the link for the book and for the products we used. I'll put a link for this and the art and fly markers. I will put the whole list of my skin tone recommendations, and hopefully my description will allow me to put all of this in. If not, I'll have to find another way. So I'll put all of the link for the Luminance Prismacolors, Polychromos and Pablo recommendations for skins and lights and darks. Thank you so much. Yeah, Christine, one stream at a time. So thank you ever so much, everyone. I truly appreciate your company. I truly appreciate everybody's time in general. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. So I'll see you on Tuesday. And if you've got anything to tag me in, then do it over on Instagram so I can see it. I'm taking my time to get back, but I'm trying to catch up with everyone's messages, etc. Thank you so much, everyone. Lots of love, and I will see you on Tuesday. So until then, bye.